You guys, the problem isn't just minimum wage, and I can prove it. At my job that I'll be working, I will be making $16 an hour for 40 hours a week, which is more than a minimum wage in most states, because in most states the minimum wage is $7 an hour, but at my new job I will be making 16, which is more than minimum wage. Monday through Friday, so 16 times 40 equals 640, and that's before they take out all the taxes. 640 times 4 is 2,560. Again, that's before they take out any taxes, and usually taxes are about minus 200 for a job like that. So I'd say realistically I'd be making about $200 less than this, but I'm just gonna not even put in the taxes. So constant bills for any person that lives in the state of California, specifically Northern California, in just a 1-bedroom studio apartment would be $1,400 for rent, $900 for rides to and from work if you can't drive like I can't, and $200 for PG&E, utilities, Wi-Fi, and just like anything else that a person actually needs, like phone bill. And then you have $60 a month for food after that. Now, that's just a normal person that isn't going to college. Let's look at somebody that's going to college, like I am. One summer semester at the SRJC, if you're only taking 2 classes, like I am, and each class is about 3 units, which is about 6 units a semester, is $400 at least. The required semester textbooks can be up to $400 per book. A new apartment, like I said, is about $1,400 a month for a 1-bedroom studio apartment in Northern California. And then I don't have my driver's permit or license, but if I wanted to get one, a lesson to get the education to get a driver's permit or license would be about $500, and the documents by themselves are about $80 each. And then here's the math on the rides to and from work. A lift all the way from where I am to where I'm going is about $45 there and back on the cheaper days. 45 times 5 equals 225 a week. 225 times 4 is 900 a month. Now, I need a new laptop/computer because, as you can see, this one's very old and it is super laggy. And it's just, this computer is from 2009, by the way, if you don't know. This is an HP anyway, a new laptop/computer, depending on when I have the funds to buy this, I will probably choose which I want, whether a laptop or a desktop. I'll most likely end up choosing a desktop, and if so, I suggested myself one that's about $400, but that is on the way cheaper side. That is a Dell computer that is also probably from about 2009. And then I will end up getting a loft bed because it is regular than a actual bed in a studio apartment, because studio apartments here are ridiculously small, maybe about 200 square feet, and I would have more room to actually do my work, be in college and shit, and so that would be regular than a regular bed or a pull out, in my opinion, and then that would cost at least, depending on what kind of loft bed you get. I've looked around for them. Even right now, if I literally, go to Google, watch, if I go to Google, like I am, and you can see how bad this computer is, see, look at that lag, this is great, yeah, see, all that lag, I can literally look up loft beds right now for adults, and, usually Google will show you the cheapest options so far, that they have, but this is just Googling it first off, and the cheapest one right now I see that is $400, and it's from Home Depot. That's insane in my opinion, and that's not even calculating how much the mattress will cost. If I look up mattresses, even just a regular mattress, not even a good one. If I just look up mattresses, I'm not even looking up, memory foam or anything like that. Even if I just look up a mattress by itself. These are all luxury mattresses, but, even so, no mattress should be $500. You know, like no mattress should cost that much. And, you know, I'm an adult and I'm probably going to want to have people over to my place that are my, like, people that I'm dating. So I would probably get like a full mattress. So if I get like a full mattress, like a regular full mattress, I'm not even looking up anything fancy. Just a regular ass full mattress. Here is the least expensive one I've seen so far. This is from Mattress Firm. It is only $100. This is like the cheapest one I've ever seen. I'm probably gonna save that one for later. But like, look at the regular prices on the rest of them. $1,200, $400. Fucking what? What? $1,100, $1,200? What is wrong with these people? I swear to God. Okay, and that's just the mattresses that would go on top of the loft, because I would need to get a loft because my studio apartment would essentially just be about 200 square feet, and that's the maximum on a 200 square foot apartment usually. And by the way, if you look up how many square feet, I know, okay, never do this. I should never do this, but I'm gonna look it up. How many square feet sorry, my desk is crappy. Okay, so if I look up how many square feet is a jail cell. This is just out of curiosity. I'm obviously not like comparing what I'm saying to being in jail, but I'm just out of curiosity. Okay, let's see. How many square feet? 48, right? 48. Okay, that's fine. Good. That makes me feel a little bit better. And then 200. How much is 200 square feet? How many square feet is in a studio apartment? Yeah, this says typically 500 to 600, but that's not true for the apartment that I'm planning on moving to. It is about like 200 something square feet, just the whole apartment that I'm about to move into. So, yeah. And that's in Northern California, and it is gonna cost about $1,400 a month. If I even get it. And we're not even talking about qualifications. Because for those of you who don't know, qualifications is essentially this thing that the government makes landlords do. It's not a landlord thing, I know, for a while. I thought it was too. But qualifications are this thing that the government makes landlords do, where like you have to make a certain amount of money to even qualify to pay a certain amount of money for your apartment. So like, for example, if your apartment costs $1,400, like the one that I'm moving to will cost, then you have to make a certain amount of dollars a month to even rent that apartment. So technically, in Northern California, even if I work a full-time job, just one full-time job, 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, and I make $2,560 a month, and I could technically afford my rent of $1,400, I still don't technically qualify for that $1,400 apartment, because a lot of the qualification margins are rent times 1, times 2, times 3, or whatever. And the specific apartments that I'm looking for are usually rent times 2. So in reality, I would have to make about $3,000 a month. So I would actually absolutely have to, unless I wanted to try to find some kind of financial help from the government, I would absolutely have to get at least a secondary part-time job just to qualify for an apartment. And this $1,400 is the minimum. That is the minimum. Trust me, I have looked probably since before this year began. Actually, I've been looking for apartments since before Corona. So this is the minimum. This is just, I'm not even trying to start arguments. I'm not trying to be political. I'm literally stating facts about the world in Northern California. This is just all fact. I did all this math myself. I did all the Googling and looking up. You literally watched it. So it's obvious that I'm not like lying or anything, you know? Or anything like, why would I? But seriously, this is how much things actually cost in California. And that's why I say that the problem is not just minimum wage. In fact, raising the minimum wage would cause more issues. And here is why. This is what economics professors and people call the circle of economics, minimum wage, whatever bullshit it is. So essentially how the circle is people will raise the minimum wage to make it easier to live. But then the bosses and the people that like own the building and are hiring the people have to now pay more minimum wage. So if the bosses have to pay more, then they're going to have to make their products cost more so they can make a profit. So the more the person gets paid, the more everything else is going to cost. And the more everything else is going to cost, the more rent will cost. Because rent is part of that. Because that landlord is paying people. And your rent is paying for those people as well. Paying for the land, it's paying for the building, it's paying for the maintenance, it's paying for the, anything else that has to do with renting a home. That's what it's paying for. So that's going to go up. So the more we raise minimum wage, the more rent is going to cost. That's just a fact. You try to find a time when we raised minimum wage and rent didn't raise. I'll wait. That's what I thought. All right. So, like I'm saying, the more we raise minimum wage, the more rent is going to be raised. So obviously, raising minimum wage isn't the solution to this problem. Come up with a better one. Now, I know it'll be hard. I know this will kind of sound kind of communist-y or whatever, but putting some kind of cap on rent for certain buildings, especially buildings that are like 500 to 600 square feet or 200 square feet, like the small home that I'm about to move into, will literally make this whole solution. And I'm not even going to talk about food, because if I talk about food, I might actually start crying. Because the reality of the situation, even if you just look it up on Google, I can even show you, but I'm not going to because I'm running out of time here. But literally, the cost of healthy food, like seriously look it up for yourself, is more than the cost of junk food, which is why obesity is such a problem in America. And why obesity is actually like the top 3. We're in the top 3 of obesity. I know that for a fact, but I can't remember where we are. But that's why. Because junk food, literally a bag of chips costs like what? $1.50, and then a salad costs like $3 or $5, usually $5. So even in like just a pre-made salad will cost $5. Like, you can look that up. That's a fact. A pre-made salad costs $5 in California. And a bag of chips costs $1.50. And I know what you're thinking, but a salad is a meal. Number 1, no the fuck it's not. Number 2, think of anything else then. Think of like a piece of fruit. A piece of fruit, like a guava fruit or like just a grapefruit, costs like $1. A full grapefruit by itself costs about $1.50, usually for tax. So a bag of chips, again, $1 just by itself from like a vending machine. And then a guava or like a grapefruit is 50 cents more. Like, again, I shouldn't be talking about food because, like, I swear to God, it makes me so angry. But, like, this all makes me angry, which is why I decided I had to make a video about it. But, yeah. So, this is poor people problems, but I'm not even really poor because I'm literally making... I'm not afraid to talk about how much I make a month. I'm really not. Because this is proving to anyone out there that thinks that they can make it in Northern California, or pretty much in anywhere in America, or generally just anywhere. I'm sure this isn't just a problem in Northern California. I'm sure it's everywhere. But I can only speak on my personal experience. For anyone that wants to not be homeless in Northern America, who isn't from like a super wealthy family and doesn't just live with their parents for the rest of their lives until they're like 30, and like completely graduated college with a master's and shit, this is what life will be for you. This is just a fact. This is what life will be for you. You will absolutely be forced, unless you find some kind of government assistance through SSI, through, or just like through any kind of government assistance at all, this is what your life will be. You will be forced to have at least one full-time job and at least one part-time job along with that full-time job, or quite a few side hustles, Uber, Lyft, whatever fucking side hustles you want. But you have to at least have a full-time job and a part-time or another full-time job if you want to just make rent barely. And even then, we're not talking. That excludes anyone in California that wants to go to college, and we already went over that. So, yeah, I just really felt the need to speak that out for y'all. I'm sure a lot of you realized it, but nobody's talking about it because everybody's so afraid of talking about expenses, so afraid of talking about how much they make a month. They're so afraid to talk about how much they're actually making, the actual logistics of it all. They'd rather just say raise the minimum wage than actually talk about the problems. No, that's not going to solve anything. In fact, raising the minimum wage, as I said earlier, is going to just keep making it worse. And the circle of economics will continue to turn. I'm not looking to be richy rich here. I'm not looking to own a mansion. In fact, if I were to win the lottery, or if I were to be famous, or if I were to make a fuck ton of money a month, even if I made like $8,000 a month, something ridiculous like that, I would never own a mansion. That's just me. That's just my personal preference. I just don't like mansions because I think they're creepy, honestly, if I'm being completely honest. If I owned a mansion, if I absolutely had to own a mansion, I would probably like fucking rent out all the rooms and make it a fucking bed and breakfast or some shit, because that's how much I would hate owning a mansion by myself. Like, fuck that. No, I would never. Nothing wrong with wanting to own a mansion. If you want to go own a mansion, go live your mansion life. Do it. But, like, you do you, don't make me do you. You know what I'm saying? But still, this is just about my opinions. This is about my life and probably a problem that a lot of other people might have. Because, like I'm saying, what I'm saying here is I'm not trying to own a mansion. I'm not trying to even fucking own a home. I'm not even talking about home ownership. I'm not even talking about home rentership. I'm not talking about room renting. I'm talking about just owning a 1-bedroom studio apartment in Northern California. This is how much it costs, and this is how much I make. Personally, I make. Now, whether or not y'all relate to this is totally fine. It's cool if you don't relate to it. It's cool if you're one of those richy rich ass Republicans that are about to say, oh, hey, you're super gay. I fucking hate you because you're gay. Or, oh, hey, don't wear your mask or whatever the fuck. Believe what you want to believe. Relate to what you want to relate to. And if you're offended by my swearing, or if you're offended by the facts that I'm presenting to you, and if you do not believe for yourself that they are facts, then do your own research. Seriously. I actually think you should do your own research. And if you find a problem in these facts, again, because I'm in Northern California, so it's different for any part of California or any state or even any country, then by all means, do the research, put it down in the comments, fucking educate me. Educate everybody. Educate who you think you should educate. Right now, I'm educating you on what my personal life is. And these are just the facts of my personal life. And what my experience has been as a full-time worker that makes even more than a minimum wage. This is more than a minimum wage in California and in most places. And that is actually how much I make a month. I'm not bullshitting y'all. This is not more or less than I make. I'm not going to because that can be like an invasion of my privacy and some shit, but I could show you a pay stub of mine. I'm not going to because I'm not fucking stupid, but I can show you one and it will say that I work 40 hours a week and I make $16 an hour, and that my paychecks usually look like about this much every week. That's how much I make every week, and it will show that I make this much a month. I get paid every other week, so usually this looks like, whatever this is times 2 or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But usually this looks like $1,200 whenever I get my paycheck. So this would actually say $1,200 on the paycheck. But like I said, whatever. And I'm not going to talk about stimulus because I get it. Stimulus, it helped. But it only helped for the months that you're given it. However long it lasts you, essentially. Because even if you spend 100% of your stimulus on rent, you will still end up with the problem, of, great, I just spent 100% of my stimulus on rent. What about next month? How much of my money that I'm making for rent do I have to save to survive to the next month? Because for me personally, my stimulus check was $1,400. Because technically, according to Joe Biden, or not necessarily Joe Biden, I like him, but just according to America, especially in Northern California in America, I make enough to stabilize myself. According to the thing, I make enough to stabilize myself enough to only get $1,400 in stimulus for the entire time that Corona's happened. I haven't gotten a stimulus check since the first $600 one. And I still haven't gotten the $1,400 one I'm supposed to get by the end of the month. But that's my personal problem. And this is my personal life. And I'm sharing it with you just in case one of you relate to it. And just in case one of you want to try, one of you lives in California or lives in a state similar to it, or in a place similar to it, and you want to try to be a successful human being, I am warning you. Not threatening you or anything like that. I am warning the shit out of you, saying, hey, if you think that you're going to be able to make a living with just one job, even if you're working 40 hours a week and you're making more than a minimum wage, you are not going to be able to do that. Unless you're making like $20 an hour. And even then, you'll still struggle. Alright, I'm done ranting. Thanks for watching. If you liked this educational / rant thing, please subscribe. Click the button to be notified the next time I upload. I don't upload very often, so don't expect like weekly uploads or anything like that. Yeah, it's been Rose Gold, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!